Is there a universe outside of Bravo?
Did we miss the training manual to our 30s?
No. Are they for real?
Thank God for our girlfriends. Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Structured Chaos with Kelly and Kyra. We hope that you had a great week and that you're ready to laugh about how none of us have it figured out.
Week 2. Still haven't figured it out.
No. I didn't even figure out what time we were supposed to record today, guys, because I overslept. So
Not much laughter.
Yeah. It's been a hard week. Especially if you live in California, know people in California. We had horrible fires. They're still taking place. And I know that, like most situations, this always happens. It's like when you hear about something that you're so far away from, it doesn't like hit as hard. Like, yes, it's sad. Yes, you understand like a tragedy has happened. But like when it is so close to where you live and you just understand it, it is just heart-wrenching. And I mean,
I think because it's so close and like we personally know people that are impacted by it, and it's just I
heavy.
feel like it's very heavy. And I don't know. It's just a dark cloud and it's still going on. And
it's only 11% contained, the Palisades one.
I know, and that's only one of them. I mean, there are multiple fires going on, and I mean, we were under a fire warning all like most of last week, and then it was supposed to end on Friday, and it did end for a brief period of time, and now we're under it again. For parts of San Diego, lucky me, live in one of those parts that's under the warning. I'm like on the map, I'm just covered in red flags. And it is scary because if something, God forbid, like that happens in San Diego, it unfortunately will be a similar situation with the weather and the brush and it's just scary.
And I also want to like talk about the fact that like we both did not grow up here. So, actually you grew up in California. But like coming from Connecticut, like obviously again, like you hear about fires, but like you don't really get it because that's never happened around there, you know? And it wasn't until living in California that like I actually understood like, no, like fires are very, very real and why they are real. And so we just want to give all of our love to everyone who is going through it, who knows someone. My salon is collecting donations and we're going to bring them up to LA. So if anyone is in the San Diego area and wondering like, how could you help? You can text me, you can reach out to me, you can come into the salon. We are collecting everything. So anything and everything, especially like baby food and clothes and wipes. And I mean, just everything, just like literally anything that we all need, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just horrible. It's horrible.
Cool. I mean, that's really nice that you guys are doing that. I also, on my San Diego Scout page, I have a pinned post on my page of like all the ways, not all the ways, but a bunch of ways that we can help being here in San Diego, different places that you can help and places you can drop off, places that you can
Volunteer.
go and help. Yeah. And a lot of it was like specific to this past weekend, but I'm sharing stuff on my stories as I see, things come out. So yeah, definitely keeping everyone in our thoughts, sending good vibes, doing what we can, sharing all the information that we have. And
this
also
is not political. This is not
no,
political.
no, but also sharing information about how to be prepared and ready ourselves, just because that is important as well, in case anything happens. So just trying to stay positive over here. So with that being said, how was your past week? Besides that, did you have any fun at all?
I did have fun last night. But other than that, like I didn't really do anything. I mean, I just feel like in general, like we're all slower in January. Like we're not like on the go as much. We're just kind of in like, let's get back to life mode, you know, like normalcy. So yeah, so I am decorating the salon for Valentine's Day a little bit later. And with that came tying more bows. So I was at it again. And it's my own thing because I'm the one who's like, oh, we should do this. We should do that. And here I am tying bows again.
Well, it's for the greater good.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, at least like I'm quicker at it because I know exactly what to do. I've done 500 of them. And then last night, okay, so it's so funny. When you and I went to Rooftop Cinema 3 weeks ago, I've lived in San Diego for almost 13 years. I've never been to Rooftop Cinema. I went last night as well. I've now been 2 times in 3 weeks and I have never been in 13 years.
It's so fun.
It was so fun. Okay, also it was like not as cold last night or windy than from the night that we went. And there was also like no one there on a Sunday. There was probably like, I don't know, 7, 8 other people. And then it was cuter at the holidays though. Like, they just like had like all like their like festive stuff, you know?
Totally.
So me and 2 of my girlfriends went and we went and saw Challenger, which is the movie with Zendaya, and she's like the tennis instructor. I've already seen it. It's okay. I mean, whatever, but it was fun and like we had a great time and lots of laughs. And so yeah, that was the fun to my week. How about you?
Honestly, I just didn't do much either. I mean, it's just been a bleak time. Today, Monday, when we're recording this, is the 6th anniversary of my business, the San Diego Scout.
Whoop, whoop.
So that's kind of the highlight of my current week. But yeah, I just didn't really do anything this week besides like work. It's been a busy work week. And well, actually, I did have a fun little coffee date with my cousin over the weekend, who I haven't seen in a while, and so that was really nice. But
where'd you guys go?
We went to Blue Palm in Mission Beach, and I had never been before. It's really cute. It opened sometime last year. It's like by Belmont Park. It's like past Belmont Park, and it's small but like super cute. And I'd been wanting to go there for a while. So we went there and that was really nice to see her and just like try out a new place. So that was really nice. But yeah, other than that, just kind of laid low. And yeah, I've just been feeling heavy and blah. But I'm excited for this new week. Just kind of feeling refreshed, I guess, in a way. So yeah, and we have lots of shows to talk about, and
also like
a little news.
It's crazy that you've been doing San Diego Scout for 6 years.
I know.
Like, I remember like when you first launched it, and like also it's just like a testament to like put in the work and see what like you'll see what happens. Like you'll get something back, because like what you started as to where like and to where you are now, like wow, like so incredible to see this journey and the evolution of it. Like, so congratulations. Seriously.
Thanks. It's lots of fun, and I'm working on some really fun things that I'm going to be launching soon. Yeah, so I'm doing kind of like a rebrand and doing some fun things I've been wanting to do for a really long time. So kind of like taking my business up a step. So I'm really excited.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love that. Love,
Yeah.
love.
So
congrats. And if
yeah.
you're not following the San Diego Scout, please do yourselves a favor and go follow, because she has all the best advice for places to go in San Diego.
Yes. So yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened in the Bravo news this week?
Craig seemingly did not know about the breakup and was not on the same page. So he posted a video. He said his piece for the first time. And it was sad. It was like really sad to watch. And he seemed like he was very much caught off guard. Which obviously there's three sides to every story, and he, I think, was just like hopelessly in love with her, and maybe had his blinders on a little bit. But they spent Christmas together. So
did they? Because he said
yes,
that she ended it right before Christmas.
I thought it was right after Christmas
I think he said right after Thanksgiving.
Oh, maybe that's what I heard then.
Because they didn't announce it to everyone until after Christmas. Oh,
because they gave themselves a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I
mean, it was sad, definitely. Like, the whole thing is sad. I do feel that when you're in their position, you have to be careful. I think so. There was rumors that she had cheated on him with some person. I don't know.
He's like a friend that he's a guy that was on Hannah's they met at Hannah's bachelorette party, and they love him. Like he's like her best friend.
But he's like known. Like he's like a comedian or something.
Yeah.
So, but like Paige doesn't know. Like she's met him, but she doesn't like know him or whatever. But there was these rumors that Paige cheated on Craig with him. And so then all these people started like attacking him and attacking Paige and whatever. And so Paige had made a comment like, no, I never cheated on him. And then like kind of made a comment like that no one was defending her. And then Craig came out with this video. And so, and in the video, I will say I love Craig, but he comes on in his little sweater and he's just very heartbroken and like, I was blind, I didn't know. And he says all the right things, like don't hate on Paige, but he knows what he's doing. He's getting sympathy and everyone's going to feel bad for him because it's sad, but at the same time, that's going to like incite hate against Paige. And a lot of people are giving Paige hate. And so now I'm seeing like things come out. There's like these memes that are about how like Southern Charm is like not having a great season and like Paige is liking those memes and stuff. And so I'm like, oh, there's like going to be drama, which is like not great because they did have a good relationship. And like, it sucks because it's like, let's just let them break up and like, heal in peace.
Perfect world though, Kel.
I know it's not going to be like that because they're in the public eye. And it's like, I think he didn't want to say something and he had to say something, but then the way that it comes across is like, oh, poor me, which it is poor both of you, but it's just like, I don't know. There's no right way, but it just, it doesn't feel like it's going great.
We hoped that it was going to be a very clean break. Yes. And this, like, I know, but I think just naturally, I think that even if he hadn't said anything, honestly, I still think that this would be going on. Like, I still think like, because at this point, like when you're like a month removed from a situation, naturally like different emotions are gonna start rearing their head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, well now I'm out of this phase and I'm into this phase. And I think like we said, like because they're in the public eye, like people are going to have an opinion regardless. And so yeah, like then it's easier to be petty when that happens, because it's like it gives you almost like, well, I did it because they did it, or you know, they start, you know. So I think it's not as clean as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So, oh well, hopefully it doesn't get worse. But
I know.
Anyways, then.
So there was like a situation last week, I think. Jennifer Aiden, Real Housewives of New Jersey, was just so rude to this airport employee at Jersey Mike's, and it was all recorded. And she then went on to give a post interview this week and doubled down on everything and was like, yeah, like I was not in the wrong. And she very much was. And she was demeaning to the people in line, the people that were working. She's just a gross human in general. And so Teresa, Dolores, and Jennifer were hosting this like cruise vacation, like where you can, you know, go on the cruise and like they'd be on the cruise too and you can meet them and it's like whatever. So she got kicked off of that. She's no longer she's no longer involved in that.
Okay.
Due to what she did.
I didn't hear that. I mean, I heard obviously the Jersey Mike stuff and I was like, oh God, it's just
she's just so gross.
Dramatic and like over the top and like, why are we recording? And then we're just going on and on and on and ugh. Yeah. So, well, good.
Yeah, that's what she gets.
Yeah. All right. Well, great. So on to the shows. So first up, The Challenge. Oh God. So people, second part of the finale.
Oh, spoiler alert. If you have not watched the finale of the challenge yet, spoiler alert, just we're going to announce the winner if you haven't.
Yeah, you're behind if you haven't watched it. So again, swimming. Didn't see anyone run. No running. The winners, Jordan and Jenny and Rachel. Yeah, so the karma vote didn't affect the men's first place, but did affect the women. I'm happy Jordan won. I like Jordan. I think he's very strong and athletic and just great. Everything, clearly.
And shout out to Derek.
Oh my God. Just love him. And you know what? Even Kyland getting fourth and being like, it's like, I didn't want it handed to me. Like, if I didn't win, I didn't win. And it's like, you're so graceful.
What I did like about this final was like, you really didn't know who was going to win. I mean,
okay, so I wanted to talk about that because as a viewer, I liked it during that, like you didn't know, but I did find it very anticlimactic because I like the fact that like on most of them when they're like running up the mountain, it's just very much like, victory. And on this, it's like we're on a boat and we're all just like, so who won? And then it's like, it's just like, okay.
Well, also too, like I would be so mad. Like, obviously, like that's part of the game. Like you have to be nice to people and everything. But like, if I did everything and like came in first because like I completed what was asked of me, and then for TJ to be like, so actually you came in third because of the karma votes, like fuck, like I would be so pissed because it's like you go through this whole season, like you've maybe like, you know, accomplished eliminations, like, you know, kept yourself out of that. And then like you do so well in this 2-day long challenge and then to be like, gotcha, you know, like
Yeah.
you didn't win.
I feel like it would have been like cooler if they used the votes either to have like delays within the finale.
Correct.
Or if they found out at like different points, like, oh,
right.
So
like,
this person voted the lowest, and so like they're getting in their own head,
yes.
like, oh my god, when this person left they gave me like 0 points or whatever, like
yep,
stuff like that to get revealed, because like they kept showing us as the viewer like, okay, yeah, like Laurel voted them, blah blah blah, when they, but it's like, but they didn't know that, so it's like not affecting their psyche when they're running. They're just assuming, not running, swimming, but they're just assuming like, okay, like Johnny Bananas is like, oh, everyone voted me bad, but it's like, it really didn't affect him. He still got third, which I was kind of surprised.
Me too.
So I don't know. It was just kind of, it was whatever. I mean, they did a lot of like cool stuff, I guess, but it just.
And this was the first final that no one got eliminated like during it.
I know. They all finished it.
Yeah.
But I just felt like it was like, I don't know. It wasn't the best final I've ever seen.
I don't think it was the best final we've ever seen. But
it was entertaining.
I definitely thought that it was entertaining, and I do like, I like that that it was different and it wasn't running like it typically is. But like they didn't have to eat anything gross and they didn't have to run. So it was just like different, but it was a level playing field, I will say.
Yes. I know, like, I'm going to keep going back to this because
same.
We keep getting, you know, the comments keep coming in, and
we still stand by it.
Okay, yes, we still stand by what we said, which was about Jenny not being a strong runner. Did they run? They ran once in this final. Once. So everyone that cannot stay off of our TikToks, first of all, thank you, because you're just continuing to comment, which is fine. But it's so entertaining to me now. Okay, so I'm like going through the stages of grief over here with this TikTok because, you know, at first I was upset, and then I was like, this is like funny, and then I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna start commenting back, because you know what, that's what you're supposed to do. And as a content creator, I know this, you're supposed to engage on social media. You are supposed to respond to comments. That's how you get engagement. And look, here we are a month later, and we're still getting comments daily on our video. Not only the first video, but also the second video. People are coming back around and saying, oh, just following up. Like, you remembered to follow up. So if you're going to keep engaging, I will respond. So I'm out in these comments responding. And what I have to say is, we're not wrong. If you watch the video, we said she's not a strong runner. But this final didn't prove that she was strong. People are like, didn't you see her win her first season or second season?
She ran up a mountain in the snow.
Okay, first of all, that was 4 or 5 years ago.
And it's also
like, CT used to be like the best, like no one could ever beat him, and now the past couple seasons, like going home.
But also we said we've never seen her have asthma like this before. So that's what is surprising us through this whole process. That is why we are at the conclusion we are at. Yes, we can recognize that. Yes, when she won her final, she seemed like a very strong runner with no asthma in sight. So I don't know if this is like a recently developed problem or it's become more chronic. I don't know.
She's vapes. So maybe that's 4 years later of vaping. On top of asthma. Like, I don't know. And also when people are like, don't you remember this, and this? You've never watched the challenge. I don't know. I don't remember who won 4 years ago and like what they did on the season. I personally don't remember if they showed her having asthma 4 years ago on this season, because I have a life and I watch other shows, and like I have watched every season, but I don't recall like who won we're talking about this season. And so when people are like, oh, this didn't age well. Like, yes, it did. We weren't like, I'm going to bet my life and I'm going to let someone come kill me if she wins. Like, relax. And like, oh, this sucks for a challenge podcast. I'm like, we're not a challenge podcast. You idiot.
So that's what we have to say about that.
She couldn't even get up on this swimming platform. So shut up. Just within the first 10 minutes of the episode, I was texting Kyra. I'm already pissed off that Jenny is. I mean, I knew she won because everyone spoiled it in our comments a month ago. But I'm like, she can't even get up on the freaking platform.
Literally.
And I'm like, really? So anyways.
Anyway.
But we're great. We're happy for her. It's not like we're saying, oh, she cheated or anything like that. Like, great. Although she didn't win that one challenge and she should have been in an elimination, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
Good job, Jenny. Congrats, Jenny and Jordan. Challenge season 40. That's a wrap.
I'm excited for the reunion, though.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, okay. On to Real Housewives. First up, we have New York. We're fighting on vacation.
I just can't take them. Like, I'm not into it. I will say this was one of my, like, more favorite episodes of the season, but I don't like it. I'm over these women. Uba, like, it's like she could literally be like making you breakfast and then all of a sudden she sees that you're wearing green and she's decided that day that she hates green and like she will throw the breakfast at you that she has made. Like, I just don't like at the flip of a switch, she is losing it.
I think something is going to come out that like she has something else going on. Not that I hope. Right, because it doesn't add up. None of it adds up.
Horrible.
And
in current time, real to date, Aaron's father has passed away and from cancer, and Aaron's mother is battling cancer. And so the cancer is referenced, and it was not to hurt Aaron. It was a bad comparison, but it wasn't intentional at all. Like, very much so, you could tell. And she just like gets really, really upset and like has to walk away, obviously, because it's like bigger, like it's bigger than this one comment was. It's just like everything that she's going through. So first we have Uba trying to console her and apologize. And then we have Brynn. And it's like, you couldn't have sent two worse people to go and help her. Like, she just needed to be by herself. She needed to let a good cry out and like maybe like some empathy, some sympathy for her. These two women were the worst people. Don't ever send someone like that to console me if I need something.
I do feel like I agree, but I do feel like Brynn did a better job.
Yes.
Because she like makes Aaron laugh and like in that, I mean, she didn't like fix the situation, but she like makes her laugh and they kind of like have a good like sisterly connection. But she always has to turn it like weird and it's very strange.
Yes.
And I think it's just because she has deep issues. Because it's like the stepmom, it was just very strange. I don't know what was going on. Yeah. I don't know. I'm over it too, like this season.
And okay, I'm sorry. I'm siding with Jessel every single time. If Brynn, first of all, Brynn, you get a blowout twice a week. So don't go at Jessel for saying, oh, all she cares about is an Instagram picture and all she cares about is like looking good. Let her want to look good. Let her. And then, oh, well, you got glam for your birthday. I'm sorry. What's abnormal about that? What should she not have done that? Because you get glam if you're going to like just like a networking event. Like,
Yeah, I didn't really it just seemed out of the blue. They started
Yes.
talking about the fact that Jessel gets glam. I mean, I feel like that's very normal that, like, especially for a second season housewife, like the first season, they might just do their own stuff because they're not really anybody. And then by the second season, they start doing, like, that's very normal and typical for most housewives.
Also, like, I'm a nobody and I will get glam anytime I can.
Right, but I'm saying, like, especially if you're on TV, then you start making money.
No,
and then,
right. But I'm saying, like, me
Yes.
as a regular person, like, I get
Yes.
glam. So, like, why would it be weird that a housewife would get glam?
Right.
Like,
It's not weird, but I just think it was out of the blue that they brought it up
yeah.
because in their world, that's very, very common. So I feel like we missed something there that they just, like, didn't show us. And then it was all of a sudden this conversation. Yeah. So I don't know what they were talking about. But Sai was just like, these fries are fucking delicious. And I was like, that is me. Always love a fry. And just like, don't know what's going on with this conversation, but
this is
here
how
for
I'm
the fries.
Yes.
So
I also feel like they have been on this vacation forever.
Oh my God.
Like, is this a 3-week vacation?
I know. And it's interesting because so they're on vacation and they're fighting in the Sprinter van. And then we have Salt Lake City also on vacation fighting in the Sprinter van. And it's meshing together in my mind. So that's who we have up next is Salt Lake City.
I just love this franchise.
Oh my God.
I am so sad that the finale is this week.
Yes.
Like, how? I'm so sad.
I don't know, but I was like looking at all of their reunion looks last night and I'm excited for the reunion.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Lisa looked good in her
She
reunion
just looked
look.
really very plain.
I thought Meredith looked really pretty.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. Well, let's save our thoughts because we will talk about that once the reunion comes out. But so this episode basically has multiple different fights, but it starts where the last one ended, which was Bronwyn had told Lisa that because she was feeling bad that like Bronwyn and Angie and Heather had been like talking bad about Lisa. So then Bronwyn went and told Lisa that. And so then like basically the girls are fighting about the fact that Bronwyn had told Lisa this information. And while they're all fighting about this, someone realizes that Brittany is like recording them. And it just like pops the fuck off.
Pops the fuck
and
off.
All of a sudden, Brittany, who in real time we see is recording videos all over the universe, so knows how to use a phone and knows how to record a video, is all of a sudden like, I don't know how to, what is
how
this
did I
device?
get here? How did it do this?
And Bronwyn is like, okay, Steve Jobs.
And I was like, I know Steve, okay? I work with Steve.
For those of you who don't remember, Kyra gave me a Steve Jobs shirt when we launched the podcast because I am the Steve Jobs of Structured Chaos, which isn't saying much. But
okay, well, I'm proud of us, so.
No, I meant that about myself, not about Structured Chaos. Like I meant like
Got it. Okay. Wow. Celebrates her 6-year anniversary on her first business and doesn't care about her others.
Myself. Like it doesn't mean that I know that much because I'm just like out of the two of us. Like one of us didn't have a computer when we started, so it didn't take that much to be the Steve Jobs of the two of us. Let's be real. But anyways, so she's like all of a sudden like, I didn't know how to flip it around and I'm making a video for my daughter, but I was going to save it for later. It was this whole thing. And they're like screaming at her. And Meredith is like,
like, Oh, Meredith. I mean, okay. For her to pretend as if she's not on anything. I mean, I maybe have a Xanax or something if I have a long flight, but that's it.
Okay, I was recently, when I was driving to Arizona for Christmas, I was listening to Heather McDonald's podcast. I mean, I always listen to her. She does like the best impressions of like everyone. Like she does a really good Ramona impression. She was doing the voices of Meredith and like her whole family. They're all so monotone. And it was hilarious.
I gotta watch or listen.
She was, yeah, I need to send it to you because she was like doing a whole conversation and they all just sounded exactly the same, talking about like whatever the hell they were talking about. And it's so funny because they just all have, it doesn't matter. They could be so excited or so pissed or so whatever. They just have the same exact voice.
It's so crazy.
So monotone.
So Brittany recording everything then gets Meredith thinking.
But it's not a trigger.
Yeah, no.
Not a trigger.
It gets Meredith thinking how, because Brittany had brought to the women that she had heard Meredith like violently throwing up and crying one night, and which like obviously is true. Like, and I don't say that because Brittany has all the credibility in the world. I'm just saying like you like that adds up. And Meredith then is like just trying to figure out, she's trying to like claim like that didn't happen, that like not true, and like how did you even hear it? Like we're in different rooms. What were you like standing next to my door with a cup like listening? So then after Brittany gets accused of or like they see her filming, Meredith then thinks that she's put a listening device in her room.
Which I think Heather really like
leaned into it with her and was just like,
for sure.
Yeah.
I think she really took advantage of the fact that like Meredith is like,
yeah, of course, in a funny way though, but like in a very like funny, playful way. And she's just like,
she's like, oh, I'm gonna go for this. And so she's like, okay, where were you standing when you were coughing? And so like Meredith goes over there and she's like full coughing. She's like coughing so hard and loud. And she's like, there's no way they could have heard that. Nope. And I'm like, what?
Like, and then like they go on this mission and Heather's having her like pick up the mattress, look under the lampshade, like, oh, nope, no listening device there. And meanwhile in Mary's confessional, she's like, who would want to bug Meredith's room? She's boring. No offense, Meredith, but you're boring. No one wants to listen to you.
I know. And then they're all at dinner. And
also, really quickly too, during the fight on the bus, when Meredith like starts like going at her, Mary's like, "Get her, Meredith, get her."
Sorry, are we on Bad Girls Club?
Mary is so funny this season, I swear.
I love her. So, and like her curling her hair, it's just,
I know,
just so sweet. So then they're at dinner, and Meredith is gonna like confront Brittany about this listening device, and she's just like, so I mean today, like after we found out you're recording us, and oh wait, no, I have to say one other thing. So when they first found out the recording thing, she gets off the bus because they're all like screaming at her, and then her and Whitney are having a conversation about it, and she's just so like, I can't even think of the word, but she's, check my deleteds and my deleteds, and I don't know how to use the phone. And it's just like, oh God.
Guilty girl. Up. Guilty.
Yeah. But anyways, okay, so they're at dinner and Meredith is like being dead serious. She's like, how do I know that you didn't plant some type of device in my room? And everyone is just like, what? Even Brittany is like doesn't even respond because she's like, this is a joke. And she's just like looking around and everyone is like skirt. And Meredith is just dead serious.
Oh yeah.
And everyone like takes a minute because they think she's like joking, and she's not joking.
Not joking. And then Brittany says, okay, anyway, I have to tell you guys something. And everyone's like, okay, here we are again. You have an announcement.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like,
a confession.
I haven't been honest with you guys. And so then they're just like, oh God, like, what is she going to say? You know, because it could literally be anything. And she's like, Jared and I have been physical.
And then it turns into this whole thing about how this group of women, they only have each other to rely on because they have no one else that understands them. And they've all been like exiled from like the church or family members or the community. And like, this is why it was such a big deal that she was recording them. And they can only trust each other and they have no one else. And
like, it was so crazy because it was like everyone at the table, like live reactions when she was like, we're physical. Everyone's like, yeah, we fucking know. Like, okay, cool. Who cares? And like, then that's when Heather jumps to her defense and she's like, no, guys, I get it. Like, this is a really, really, really big deal for her to say that out loud. She is not married. She's in the Mormon community. Like, this is not, you know, celebrated or accepted. And I'm just like, no, stop.
This is
your shit onto her. Like,
this is a very convenient time for her to bring this up, even if this is like her thing and she feels like she needs to like bring this up and like she's feeling guilty and she feels like I need a safe space or whatever. Okay, but this is a very convenient time to take the heat off of her about this recording thing. And so then it's kind of just like, okay, so now we're whatever. So then on the way home, they're talking about whatever, and it gets brought up that they had said Meredith would take Todd's side in a Bronwyn Todd like thing because Meredith
has been accused of cheating,
and Meredith is like, no, just like pissed, which I get because also she's like her and Seth were separated, or like they were whatever, they had like marital things, but they were separated when this show started. And I don't know, like I think it's just they're all messy. Of course. The whole thing was messy. But I'm also just like, why would you say like, oh yeah, Meredith would be down with that because like she's cheated or what? Like it's just like ill. Like, I know. It's just ugh.
And then they all dress up as Lisa. And Lisa and Whitney get into a fight. And again, I just hate Lisa. Like, I just don't like her. But it was so funny because in the middle of the fight, she's like, take that wig off. Take that wig off. I don't want you to look like me. I don't want you dressed like Lisa. Take it off.
Wait, I feel like I did not see that.
Oh, is that maybe in the previews for next week?
Maybe. Because I feel like they got home.
Lunch though, right? Dressed like her?
No, once they got home, that was the end, I thought.
Oh, they're not dressed like her yet? So that it must be in the preview.
It must be the next, because I was like, I don't know.
I feel like I watched the whole thing though when they're sitting at lunch. Like I
watched
them get into an argument at lunch.
Dressed like her?
Yeah, everyone dresses like Lisa. And then she tells Whitney to take her wig off. She doesn't want her to dress like her.
After everything that we just talked about? Or earlier in the episode?
Yeah, so it must be next week then. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I didn't finish it. I'll have to go back. Because I watched so many things this week. Now I'm like, maybe. I don't know. But,
so we have that to look forward to.
Yeah. Because I feel like the end of the episode, I remember was Meredith freaking out when they got home. Like Heather was trying to joke around with her. And she was like freaking out. And then she was yelling to Lisa. And they were all like, well, we can definitely hear you. Like, we don't need a listening device. That's what I remember being the end of the episode.
That is yeah. Okay, so it must, how did I see all that then?
I don't know.
Now I'm confused. Okay, well, That's going to happen. So,
well, I mean, it sounds like a great scene, so I'm going to be pissed if I missed it. I definitely need to go back. But hopefully it's coming up. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really sad that the finale is this week. Such a great show, such a great franchise. What's not a great franchise so far is Beverly Hills.
Okay, so okay, I have a couple things to say. I realized yesterday that I hadn't watched this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh shit, like I didn't watch Beverly Hills. That's how much of a non-motherfucking factor.
I had to watch it 3 times because I just wasn't paying attention. I wasn't involved. Like, I just like...
Okay, so the fact that I totally forgot that I haven't even watched it was one thing. Then I was going to say, we've barely even talked about this because it started and then like we were out for like a couple weeks and then it like wasn't on for a couple, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like nothing has happened.
No.
So
it's the same thing. The same things have been happening.
Yeah.
Kyle and Dorit.
So my only note for the episode was, if you were Dorit, how would you feel if your friend was texting your ex about memes and jokes?
No.
Hell no.
No.
And that's it. And that's all.
Like, also, it's like so much more layered than that too, because
it is. Yes.
You guys aren't friends right now.
Right.
So like, first of all, no, my friend is not talking to my ex that I'm like actively going through a separation and then we're going to head to divorce when what I have expressed to the group is like how it is not going as I thought it was and how this person is being an asshole.
And why do you care? Why do you care so much about your friendship with PK that you like need to be? She's like, PK's being a better friend to me by sending you memes. How
you said that you guys barely even talk, and when you do, it's just that he's sending you funny memes. Okay. So like
that's so important to you?
I can't that's the thing. Like, Kyle, don't you dare try to pretend that if Dorit was sending messages to Mauricio that you would be fine with it.
Oh, no way.
You would lose your mind. So to sit there and be like, I'm just confused. Like, I don't understand why she would be upset with that. Bitch, because you're my friend and we're actually not friends right now. And everyone knows, like, no, a woman is not texting my fucking ex-husband.
No.
And
we have little kids together.
No.
It's not even like our kids are grown like Kyle and Mauricio. Like, no, just no.
No. So yeah, that's what you have to say about that.
Yeah. And that's on period. Southern Charm. Honestly, same. Just boring. My favorite parts of the episode were Paige, and she's not even.
Yep.
I think Paige is great, of course, and I was so entertained by her and Madison talking to Sally, and Sally being like, "Yeah, Taylor called me."
Really quickly. What is this? The second week? Or third? No, that's Southern Hospitality. Southern Charm. Okay, I have been so confused because Sally on the show right now has blonde hair, and I don't find it attractive. But in her confessional, she has like really beautiful like blonde hair, like it's like brunette and like with blonde highlights. I have been thinking that they're two different people this whole time.
Oh.
And I'm like, when are they going to show the brunette? It wasn't until this week that I was like, it's her. And she is much more flattering as a brunette.
Oh. Like, but not like brunette. It's like...
She's like a blonde.
Okay.
Like, she's like a, yeah.
I don't think I noticed. Well, I did.
You probably thought it was a different person.
No, I did. I was very confused about, I remember I guess it must have been last week or whenever they first showed her, when we talked about her, or I guess it was probably on our notes, and you said something about the doctor girl, and I was like, oh yeah, it was like they showed a little clip of her like doing something in a confessional, and then I was like, then we never saw her really. But yeah, I was confused about her character in general. So that is probably why, because I didn't like recognize her. But so her and Taylor have a lot of overlap with their men, like so many men in common, and it's very weird. But she was telling Paige and Madison, like, oh yeah, Taylor doesn't like me, blah, blah, blah. She called me a high-end hooker. And Paige was like, oh, that's so nice for like politicians and stuff. Like dead serious. I was like,
I mean, if you're gonna be a hooker, be
yeah,
a high end one.
Absolutely. But Paige was like just dead serious, like, oh, that's I mean, that's a girl's girl. That's nice. At least she said that. And she was like, yeah, she said that about me too last year. So whatever. But yeah, it's just,
and just so we know, Taylor has high body count hair.
Taylor. Oh.
So she shouldn't be calling anyone a hooker.
Taylor's just,
because she wouldn't be a high-end hooker if she was one.
Taylor shouldn't be on the show. We want Olivia back.
And they did bring up her brother, and as someone who has lost their brother as well, I definitely understand her like up and down emotions, and I definitely can understand how going to lunch with her mom and talking about her brother like just put her in a space to not want to have her birthday, because it just sucks all the time for so many different reasons, and the reasons keep evolving, you know. So
especially because they said that like he was the one who like really liked to celebrate her birthday and stuff, and she like didn't really care about birthdays, and he was like big on like her birthday, and I was like, yeah, it's so sad.
So that part I did that part I really did feel for her.
Yeah, definitely. It's very sad.
And I just love Craig's backyard.
Oh,
it's beautiful.
It's so nice.
Beautiful.
Austin really fucked up by not swimming that day.
Yep.
By leaving.
But next week's episode looks really, really good. I know you didn't see the previews, but
I know I never do. I don't know why.
I know that's why. But it looks really good. And we end this week's episode where TJ sends Craig a text and wants to meet up with him.
Oh yeah.
So that's where it starts.
I thought the text, like when they first showed him sending the text, I thought the text was going to be like, I'm not doing the show anymore. Like I thought that's what, and I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, no one cares.
Right. I'm like, oh, that really wasn't even part of the season. Good. So last up, Southern Hospitality. Will
and Emmy, honestly though. Like
honestly, yes. But like Will is such a douche.
An asshole.
So, okay, if you don't watch, there's a couple. We talked about them last week too, but they've been together for like 3 years, I think. Will has gone off to law school. And when I say gone off, I think he like lives in a different town, but he's like obviously close enough because he's on like every episode. But he doesn't live in the same town anymore, in Charleston. So, and there's like rumors about him cheating on her, talking bad about her, like all these things. Okay. And she just chooses to not believe it, even though every other person is saying it's true. And
has heard it firsthand.
Yes. And so like he'll come into her workplace, which is where the show is filmed, and like get drunk and be like telling everyone there like that he doesn't like her and like talk bad about her and everything. And it's just like really sad. And so on this episode, other girls that work there were like
alleging something.
Yeah. About that she had store credit at this store, and that she went and got these dresses for all the girls that work there. And instead of like using her store credit or whatever, she had them pay her, took the money,
she
and then used her store credit.
Yeah. basically like she gets a discount at the store. She was making them pay full price and then pocketing the difference is what they were alleging.
That's not even how I took it. I took it as the store was giving her store credit, not a discount, just store credit. Like, here's $500 to the store. And she used that, and then she just took all their money. Not even like a discount.
Either way, it didn't happen.
Basically, it didn't happen, but they were just kind of like inferring that she took their money, but then like got the dresses for free. And so she was like visibly upset, obviously, because if someone's accusing you of like stealing their money that you think are like your friends or at least just your coworkers, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why would I do that? Like, I was just trying to be nice and like do the errand is essentially like she was doing an errand for everyone and like getting, you know. And so she's like telling the manager, who's her friend, like Michael's like crying. She's crying, like sobbing, like
crying.
Oh, I did that. And her boyfriend comes up and he's like, what's wrong? And she's repeating the story. They think that I took the money and used my discount, but then whatever. And he goes, and you didn't? Oh, what? You loser.
And literally everyone there was like, oh, he sucks. Like, that's what your boyfriend says. And like, she's like literally like having this emotional breakdown. This man is just right outside. Doesn't care.
Mascara running down her face. He's like sending other friends and he's like, can you go check on her? They've been together 3 years.
He said he's better at doing that than me.
He can't console her. So then this part was funny to me. The girls also heard a rumor that she had been flirting with like a group of guys the night before, or the weekend before or something. And so like this rumor was going around that she had been flirting with a group of guys that were in the club, that were in the NFL or whatever. And so this guy was like, well, I heard that you were flirting, you know, and telling these NFL guys that you were single. And she was like, NFL, NBA. And then just like continues on with the story. Like, doesn't deny. I mean, she did like deny it, but
accuse me of something. Make sure it's an accurate accusation and get the league right. Okay, they put a ball in a basket. They don't run to the end zone. Thank you. And speaking of football, Kelly's team didn't do so great this weekend. Steelers out of there.
Anyways, so
Giants never gonna get in there.
Yeah.
So that's our little sports cast for you guys.
Sports girls. And now the football season's over.
He's like literally horrible. I would like, if I'm crying, I mean, honestly, like just if you're my boyfriend, like if I need support, you're that like, and you're not there, like.
And he said, and you didn't do that? I'm sorry, even if it was a different situation and it was something you did do, why would you say that? Like, and you didn't do that? Like, it's just like, what? You're gross. Such an idiot. You have no human skills.
It's gross. It's gross. It's gross. And then Grace Lily, Maddie brings Grace Lily to the studio, and it is so funny to me because like Grace Lily is just in her own planet, you know? Ugh. And she's like, okay. Like she comes in so confident and she's like, I got this. It's going to be great. She cannot do anything. And then she's like, I'm just like, honestly, it's like a lot of words. It's like a lot to remember. And Maddie, and like, I just love that no one is getting upset with her. They all just find it like so entertaining and so funny, which like makes it even better because Maddie's like, 4 lines is too much for you. It was so good.
I love Grace Lily. Like, we need more of her.
Yes,
and since she doesn't work there, we're not getting her this season. And I'm just like, oh, we need her.
But I'm really enjoying Southern Hospitality, and
I am too. It's filling a Vanderpump void.
Yeah.
Which is good. So that was a lot for the shows, even though some of them were so bleak that we barely had anything to say about them. I feel like we are going to be talking about Traitors within the coming weeks, but so they released 3 episodes this past week. But I mean, if you watch, we're just like Traders is just getting warmed up. It's like a long season to come. So it's not necessarily something we like will need to talk about every week until we're kind of like into the season. So we'll kind of wait till, obviously some of these shows are ending with reunions and stuff like that. So we will pick up with that as we get farther into the season, and give our thoughts and all of that. But that's it for our shows this week. So you know how it is. We love to talk about all the gossip and fun things going on with reality shows, but we also love to do our self-development and be growing and learning. So we will be ending our episode with our goals for the week. So what is something you are working on this week?
Just getting everything organized for the fire relief, and sending those donations off.
Okay, nice. I am working on staying sane.
Mm-hmm.
What is something you're looking forward to?
Helping everyone. Honestly, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could just go back to what I said in the beginning of just like when something is closer to home, it hits you more. Like, I just want to help in any way that I can. I have cried every single day. Like, I just feel so horrible for everyone. So whatever I can do to help, I want to help.
Mm-hmm. I am looking forward to having a 3-day weekend this weekend. And yeah. And what is something that made you feel like an adult?
Not losing my shit on people. There is so much misinformation being spread, and people are just like worrying about things that don't need to be worried about, and one that aren't true. So I just like, it's been so hard seeing what people say and like not going off on them.
Mm-hmm. Mine for the week was packing, like basically my important documents and valuables in case my area gets evacuated. Made it pretty real and feel very adultish. Well, like I said, hopefully that doesn't happen, but better safe than sorry. If God forbid we're in that situation, I don't want to have to worry about anything but picking up my cat and getting out of my house. Not that anything besides myself and my cat like needs to be, safe. But obviously there's like documents and things like that I can gather beforehand. So I did that. And it felt scary, but adultish. So yeah, that's where we're at this week.
Yeah.
So
this coming week is going to be much better.
Yes. So we hope that you were able to laugh with us, especially after the heaviness of this whole year so far, honestly. And also, I was going to say, I know that we said we were going to start posting on Threads and then promptly did not post on Threads at all this week, but maybe this coming week we will try to do that. So make sure you're following us on there, Instagram, TikTok. We might be on there for another week.
Oh no, we'll still be on. So it says, so basically it's just not you can't download it if you don't have it on your phone. That's what it means.
Oh.
So it's just it's not available in the App Store.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, all the things. Rate, review, leave comments, send us to your friends, all the things. And all of that info will be down below in the description. And we will see you next week.
Bye.